Hello, and welcome back to Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments and whether or not they made them into jokes. This week's guest is Ryan Goldsher. I've known him forever in comedy. I was so excited to have him on. We talked about our love for SNL, how we used to do bringer shows back in the day, it was just a dark time in our lives, but we're grateful we're not doing that anymore. And how he found out he was lactose intolerant. Also, make sure to check out the Patreon where we get into this week's Misery Loves Company story. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and share it with a friend. Enjoy. So I when I edit the the thumbnails for the podcast, I'm always whitening my teeth, and I just got like Crest white strips again. Good old fashioned Crest white strips. I feel like that's still the best way to whiten your teeth. I don't know. We're sponsored by Crest white strips. Are you insecure about your teeth? But I drink so much coffee, like my teeth are always so white. And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, they're not as white anymore.
Oh yeah, I have done the strip things, and that's an embarrassing moment. I was like dating this girl, and I was like, I finished like whatever it was, like 6 weeks in a row. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, oh my God, like you do that? And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at the before photo, like it's the same. It was the same.
You didn't get any results?
No. I think I drink too much coffee, and
that's me too. So much coffee.
All that. I think it was no change. The only thing that changed was it hurt to drink cold water.
Yeah, it makes your teeth more sensitive, which that's what I'm actually going for. It's why I'm using them. I like to be in pain.
My teeth are too tough. I like it hurting when I eat and drink food.
I love sensitive teeth. It makes me feel more like a woman, you know? Oh, I'm so delicate.
I have to drink out of a straw.
But before we get going, we wanted to cover why Ryan is dressed here like a waiter.
I am going to the Magic Castle after this, which has an extremely strict dress code.
Very strict dress code.
Down to the shoes you wear. You have to wear a full suit. So that's why I look like a valet right now.
Isn't it funny that the same thing that's a fancy outfit is the same thing as a working outfit?
Yeah. This is truly the valet outfit. It's like, that's just the way it is. I also had an audition today, luckily, very luckily, where they're like, you have to dress as a groom at a wedding.
Oh my God.
I was like, no way.
That is clutch.
So I've been wearing this since 9 a.m. in a full suit with dress shoes all day.
What are the chances of that though?
That's crazy. That had happened once before where I needed luggage, and I also was going to the airport. I was like, no freaking way. Can we swear on this podcast?
Yeah, you can say anything. You're good.
I don't know if this is on PBS or not. I don't know where you broadcast.
Yeah. It airs first on YouTube, and then PBS post it later, and they beep out everything. There's lots of beeps.
It's sponsored by BYU. It's a Mormon pod.
Mormon pod. I do try the first 10 minutes not to curse as much because to get it monetized, and then by the end we're just saying every word possible.
That's a thing. You can't swear in the first 10 minutes.
I think it gets flagged more easily. The first few, but that seems weird because you think that technology would just go.
I like to imagine it's a guy.
Just watching it.
Yeah, they're good. It's been 10 minutes. They didn't swear.
You're talking about the Magic Castle, which if you guys don't know, the Magic Castle, it's invite only.
It's the most exclusive thing.
It is.
The only reason I'm going is because this guy from my high school is a magician. And this is his debut.
Wow. Oh, this is his first time doing it. He just got accepted.
And he hit me up. He's
my God.
Do you want to come? I was like, yeah.
It's like the Comedy Store for magicians, pretty much.
Yeah,
but like,
as if there was only the Comedy Store.
Yeah. And to get into the Comedy Store, you have to be good friends with one of the comedians.
To even watch. Yeah.
Which that wouldn't work because comedians are only friends with comedians.
Yeah, are magicians only friends with magicians? I wonder if it's the same thing. Like, I always say, like, I'll never date a comedian. Do you think they're like, I will never date a close-up magician? I will never. Magicians are crazy. I wonder if they do that.
Yeah, ask him tonight.
Yeah, well, you're dating a comedian.
I know.
So you don't have that rule.
I never made the rule. I never thought about dating a comedian. It just wasn't like something I thought or didn't think of on my list. And then Matt came on in and just said he did a joke about marbles falling out of his pussy. And I said, you know what?
I think
I want to date a comedian.
I love him. He's a normal guy.
He says that about you. Legit the exact same words.
I think he's just a normal guy.
Yeah, he's normal.
But you know what I mean. Like,
no, he is. He worked a real job. He went to school. Like,
yeah.
he's like, he knows life outside of comedy.
Him and I, for people at home, we spend a weekend together in Reno.
No, which I've heard, I've never done it, is the worst place ever to do comedy.
I would be hard pressed to find a worse one. It was insane. And I feel bad. Like, I'm grateful for the people that went, but like, it was in a casino that was empty.
Not a good sign.
No, like an empty casino is like the most haunting. I took like an entire room of slot machines with nobody playing.
Oh.
It was so creepy, and the shows would have like 5 to 20 people.
Oh God, it hurts to even hear it.
And they were very old.
Yeah.
I love my old crowd, first of all, but this was sad. It was brutal.
Next level old.
Next level old.
Yeah. Every time he's done it, and I think 2 or 3 times, every time he's like, I'm never doing it again. And then he goes again. I'm like, what are you doing?
He just said that to me about another club that I won't mention, but he said he'll never do that again, but he's already done it twice. So
I know what club you're talking about.
Why does he keep saying that?
I think as comedians, misery loves Mandy. We like feeling miserable in a way. We kind of, in a way, enjoy it. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We do it. We like create our own misery.
Do you know why I like that? Because I feel like if I don't like suffer, then I'm not working hard enough.
Yeah, it kind of gives us that like edge, like to make ourselves feel better in a way.
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
If I didn't, and this is horrible. Like if I don't have like a really productive day, I feel like it's a bad day.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, I just suck. If I'm not like tired and like injured and miserable and sad, then I had a bad day.
It should have been a good day, but you're labeling it as a bad day because
yes.
you didn't do enough.
So I've made it so bad days are good days. It's like, I'm like overworked and pissed off. Like,
it's
nice.
a good, successful day.
You did it. That's my dad. My dad is that. My dad won't retire.
What does he do?
He works in printing.
Okay.
The very Midwest job.
Yeah, that's like the office. I don't know if they're printing. They're just paper.
They just do the paper. He prints just anything, like menus, boxes,
right.
signs. One of his biggest things, he printed the signs at Subway.
Oh, the Jared ones?
He is Jared. No,
whoa.
No, like if there's a new meal deal, he'll print those.
And let me tell you, Subway, nothing but deals on their signs.
Nothing but there's
just signs, new signs all the time.
So he just won't retire. He's worked forever.
That means he likes his job, right?
And that's just kind of no, like that's like the dad thing. It's like, oh, I'm miserable. Oh, it sucks. I work so hard.
It gives you that kind of feeling. I was talking, Mike and I kind of talked about this earlier, but I was talking to Matt about this the other day. People who still smoke cigarettes. And I wonder, this feels judgy of me, but I wonder if there's something in them that makes them have that same feeling of like I feel cool in a way. Like, not that feels cool, but like this, like, I don't know how to explain it, but the same kind of thing.
Because they don't have to be smoking cigarettes, is what you're saying? Because they could vape or do
there's something way less bad for you now than an actual cigarette. But like smoking it, I don't know if that like shittiness gives them something.
I've never smoked a cigarette.
I had one puff.
Okay.
Sorry,
so
Mom.
we're two people have never smoked. Hypothesizing what it's like.
That's why I said it feels judgy, because I don't know.
I have no clue.
No clue.
Maybe they're awesome.
Hey, Mike, any clue?
Mike, you smoke cigarettes?
At a time back in college, it gave you a little sense of community of like, we all get to go out on break. So I think a lot of break workers that like to be able to, I have to get out of the office. I have to leave the factory because you guys won't let me smoke in here. So I get 8 minutes or however many minutes. Like, there's a type of blue collar thing where that's a buying of my time that no one will take from me. Just like a cigarette and a coffee. It's like,
but a vape is too fast.
Yeah.
There's no vape break.
There's no vape-like place. Like they already said, it's like, oh no, just vape right here in the room real quick. It won't bother us. Keep working.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like, no, I want to light this fucker up.
So
how long would a cigarette take to smoke a whole cigarette? Like a few minutes?
Oh, yeah, and I got to take the elevator from the second floor down and got to get outside.
Nice.
Got to walk to the place where all the other cigarette smokers are.
Oh, wow.
Hope that girl's there. Maybe she ain't. Maybe it's the homie. Maybe, who knows?
I kind of want to smoke.
Wait, yeah, maybe we're in the wrong. We should probably...
Should we
I could use these breaks.
We have Crest White strips to fix it.
Or clearly not. Like, I can't... It might look worse.
We just need to put a Crest White strip little center that's outside that everyone has to go to and hang out for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you get to do it every hour, paid.
Okay.
Then that's the move.
All right, sold. So far we're sponsored by Crest White strips, PBS, Subway, I think.
Yep.
And cigarettes. Just all cigarettes.
Marlboro, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what is the company, the stock that you get with the tobacco? Avida?
Oh, wait, you're buying stocks?
Yeah, I'm into stocks now. I'm becoming a white dude.
I'm trying to become a white dude.
I put $100 in all my stocks, though, and then things go great, and I'm like, cool. That was pointless.
Now what? I know. That's my... I don't know anything about home repair, stocks, my taxes. I don't know anything about them because, and this is all my dad's fault.
Oh no.
He's like, no, I'll take care of all that. Let me do all that. I'll
so
take care
good
of all
dad,
that.
but also bad dad on accident by being too good of a dad.
Yes. And I'm like, if he died, knock on wood, please never die. And tax season came around, you're coming after me. I don't know how to do them. I'm 28. I've never, he does them.
I have to go to a person. I don't know how to do them. I think there was a span in my life where I didn't go for like 5 or 6 years. And it just kept snowballing to where I was like, oh my God.
You didn't pay taxes for 5 years?
I went for a while and then I had to like figure this out. And then every year I've been good since. But yeah, it was bad.
You just took 5 years off?
Yeah.
Has it been 7 years since that break?
No.
Then don't talk about it.
Oopsies. No, we straightened it out. We're cool.
You went to someone that knows the stuff?
Yeah, and they fixed it.
Okay. Hopeless. Sounds like we haven't learned much. I would be screwed.
Oh gosh, that'd be a funny joke concept because you feel like I hear like Nate Bargatze says like without his wife he wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's so much more relatable. Also, like when your parents do everything and then you just are like shit. Like I was doing laundry the other day and I had a thought. Oh my God, I'm not gonna fold my kids' laundry. This takes forever. The second they're 5. Fold your shit,
time.
bitch. I think my mom always fold my laundry until I don't remember doing laundry. I don't know when I started doing laundry. No. I think it was way too late in life than is acceptable.
I don't know. When you're a kid, I don't know how half the stuff happens. Like, you know, when you join a team, I'm like, when did they sign up? Like, when was the sign up? They're just like, okay, now you're on a baseball team.
We'll drive you there. We'll pick you up.
Or like birthday parties and stuff. Like, when was the invite? When we go to Six Flags, like who paid for that? I don't know. You're just like a kid.
Yeah. And it seems now exhausting. The thought of doing all of the things our parents did. I think I'm going to be an awful parent because I'm like, do that shit yourself. I am not in the mood.
We got screwed. Our parents are too good.
That goes every other generation. So I think like they probably had bad parents. I don't know if.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And then we had good parents. So I don't know how you'll be, but I think I'll be a bad parent.
Yeah. I mean, if anything happens to my car, I still call my dad. My dad lives in Illinois. I'm like, hey, flat tire. He's like, okay.
I don't know how to change a flat tire. Do you?
No.
Oh my God.
I did once. I helped someone do it once, but I just went off a YouTube video and I've already forgotten it. Hey, battery's dead.
Calling Mike, are you mad at us?
A little bit. There's an age gap I'm feeling slightly. Yeah.
It's not an age gap. We're just useless.
It's our parents' fault.
I was pre-GPS driving around out there when something had happened and you were all on your own and you fucking had to know, boy.
No.
I still GPS here from my apartment.
And you've been here 100 times?
100 times.
I would at least get if I can do like the local stuff.
That's good. I should just I just have to take off the GPS and say, you know how to get there.
Yeah.
Then I get like anxious. I'm like, I'm gonna mess this up.
You for sure could get here.
I get home without it, but I do think. Let's give us something positive. I think I have great street smarts and self-awareness.
I would hope I do. I think I do.
As comedians, we have to have that.
Yeah.
Right?
What's an example of street smarts for you?
I want to hear an example and not a claim.
And moving on. What's a good like street smarts thing?
Like common sense. Like say maybe this is a bad example. You're in Europe, to keep your bag close to you so you don't get pickpocketed.
Sure.
Is that a good example?
Yeah. That's literally street smarts. That's like you're on the street.
I think I got too literal with it.
I have that. I don't do like dumb stuff like that.
I have ditzy moments all the time, but I don't think any that's like affecting me as a human. Like I don't think it's causing any damage. Like those people who they always have something going wrong with them. Like they lock their keys in the car, their car gets broken into. That kind of person.
Yes.
I am not that person.
I know a couple cursed people.
Right?
I'm not cursed.
I'm not cursed either. You think it's them, or you think like what is that?
I don't know, but there's definitely like people I know that like their identity always gets stolen, and their like car's always getting towed.
Yeah.
And they're always getting fired.
It has to be you.
I think there are cursed people. And
But
I don't know if it's street smarts, or maybe it is.
I think they have zero street smarts. I don't think that they think things through.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't think I'm a dumb person, but there are times where I don't think I'm so smart, and I think that helps my comedy.
For sure.
Because I'm like sometimes I'm hearing people talk and I'm like, this makes no sense to me. And it helps me like create jokes and stuff.
Let's phrase it all different. You guys navigate life pretty well for the smarts you have.
Yes.
Yay!
We're like the top of the bottom percentile.
That's probably it.
We're doing great.
I feel good.
I feel great.
Do you ever notice so you do acting and stand up. When I'm around actor type of people, I feel so dumb. Like I feel like there's this I don't know if they're probably all faking it, but there's just this oh, let's use big words and stuff. And I'm like, I want to go to the club and talk about anal. This is not the group I should be in.
I don't get the actors I hang out with are way more they talk more emotional stuff.
Okay, more deep.
They're like, I'm just like something is so dragging me this week. I just can't seem to elevate myself. Those are the actors I hang out with.
Yeah.
But they are smart too. I don't know. They don't use big words.
But even saying elevate.
Yeah, their words are just dialogue cards from acting.
Yeah.
Class. It's like your character should act in what emotion? Well, I'm a painter and I'm feeling insert word.
I just can't find a way to personalize this moment for me. I'm just not feeling very personalized. Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh, it's so funny. I just am quiet because I feel like when I'm around this kind of people, I feel like Chris Farley. I feel like I feel 100 pounds heavier. I'm I just whenever I watch Amy Schumer in interviews with other actors and she's fake falling down, I'm like, that's what I would do. I would just panic and just go full Chris Farley here.
I think that's better. I definitely don't like I don't like a serious group of people.
Yeah.
Ever. That's so annoying.
Yeah.
When people are talking politics, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, things have really changed right now. I just got back from DC. Dumbass me didn't think about the climate there. I thought who cares? It's a comedy show. What doesn't matter what's going on.
Yeah.
If anyone's unhappy or happy or what. So it was a nightmare in DC. Oh my God. Everyone after every show was like, shit's bad right now. And I'm like, yeah, I could tell by your faces while I was up trying to just pursue my dreams.
They talk about politics kind of like how we talk about probably comedy.
Mm-hmm. It's very it's their everyday.
Yeah, they're thinking about it all day. I don't think about politics all day.
No, it never crossed my mind until after the first show. 3 people said something and I was like, yeah, Yeah, I get. Yeah, it's stuff's going on.
I know. It does feel bad because obviously politics are important, and it's like I'm not trying to say what you're going through isn't important, but it's also like I'm doing stand up right now,
and you came,
and you're here for that.
Yeah, we're not. I'm
like,
selling
sorry,
a cunt koozie.
I just can't. Like the Department of Education's getting shut down right now. It's
verbatim, a conversation that we had.
Yeah, that's sorry about that. But did you like my joke about about self checkout? Did you think that was funny? Like, yeah, but that's what they talk about all the time.
Yeah, that's there.
Everyone's in politics there, even if they're not. Even if they're like a lawyer, they have to represent people in politics. If they're everything is politics.
It's kind of like if you live in LA, you talk Hollywood in a sense, some kind of thing about Hollywood.
You can't get away from it.
No.
If you're a teacher, you're at a school, and Alan Rickman's son goes to the school. It's like you're there. We're in the middle of it.
Can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it.
I had an Uber driver on the way home from the airport last time. She was telling us she grew up at Fairfax High School.
That's crazy.
And I was like, how? And guys listening, that's like dead center Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is that? And she said she loved it. She was like, it felt so cool being a kid in the middle of Hollywood. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that.
I would never have thought that.
But now I guess like being young and being in Hollywood, that would be kind of cool.
What do you think is better? Being like... You're from Florida. Mm-hmm. Do you think being not from LA and being like starstruck and thinking celebrities are amazing, is that a better way to be raised, or be raised like a kid where you don't give a shit about any celebrity?
Probably when you don't give a shit about any celebrity.
I think that's probably better.
Yeah.
Because I came here and I was like worshiping the most awful people.
What do they say? Never meet your
heroes.
Your heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you met? You don't say names, but have you met someone that let you down?
Yes.
It's
horrible.
Oh no.
One of the reasons I'm a comedian is a certain person.
Really?
And they suck ass.
Oh no! Are they actors, comedian, or comedian?
Well, mostly comedian, has done some acting.
Okay.
And it is soul crushing because you're like, you walk into a room with your 8-year-old self, like here he is, and that guy sucks, and you have to tell your 8-year-old self like, yeah, this all this. All the work you did to get to here was a waste.
Oh, that even hurts to hear.
Yeah.
Why did you like Adam Carolla at 8 years old?
I know, it's Carolla.
I said it, Adam.
I didn't say anything.
It is not Adam
I
Carolla.
said nothing. Mine's Molly Shannon, and I feel like Molly Shannon would not let me down.
I don't think she would. I have not heard a bad word about Molly Shannon.
She seems like a dream.
She does. That's your like...
superstar.
Oh,
superstar. Ever just as a little kid running around. Oh, yeah. That got me going.
I have never heard a bad thing about her, so you might be fine.
Yeah.
I had heard bad things about my like comedy hero and then was kind of pushing them away. And then I've met him like 4 times. I'm like, you are bad guy.
I can't. Will you tell me after?
I'll 100% tell you after.
Sorry, guys. The comments, last time this happened, people were guessing. You didn't give any clues, but the last time this happened, the comment person nailed it. They said they were able to guess who it was. I think because they looked up their IMDb.
Okay, well, I'll leave it there. But
yeah.
Essentially, if you want to guess, this person was very famous when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And
I'm thinking the Adam Sandler SNL crew. But that's just because I think everything SNL. Okay.
Not Adam Sandler.
All right. Not Adam Sandler, but the crew. So no one in that crew. That's good for my news because that's all my heroes.
Those are your heroes? Okay. No.
Phew, we're good. All right. We got to stop this short because I have to know who this is. All right. Before we get into any of the segments, I want to talk about your impressions.
Oh, yeah.
You could already hear his voice. You got a voice.
Oh, thank you. It's the microphone, but yeah.
No, your voice is insane. And they say, but most people who could do impressions can sing. Mm-hmm. So you can probably sing.
Yeah. I have good vocal control.
Okay.
So I sound the way I think I sound, which a lot of people don't. So that's kind of it.
That's a funny way to put it. Because
most people are like, wait, that's what I sound like. But when I hear a recording of myself, I'm like, yes, that's That's what I thought it sounded like. In the moment, that's what it ended up sounding like.
Everyone does say that. So how young were you when you started playing around?
I was always doing them. I was actually thinking about this the other day. My dad, my hardworking dad, bought a bunch of microphones to sell on eBay because that's just the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
And I was just turning 15 and I was like, I kept seeing these Morgan Freeman impressions on YouTube and I was like, I want to do that. And I got one of those microphones with my friends and I was like, I just did it. So I think 15 is when I actually started doing it. And I was just like talking to them in my basement. I guess I'm Morgan Freeman. Hi. Yeah, hello, hi. I'm in Ryan's basement in Illinois. Wow, very good.
Well, your friends are probably freaking out.
Yeah, it wasn't that good at 15, but they liked it.
Still, I'm sure compared to what they were trying to do, if they tried.
Yes. So what happened was I did the talent show at age 15 after that.
Like the school talent show?
School talent show.
Okay.
And I did 28 impressions.
Holy shit.
And it was like, that's when I figured out I could actually like do it.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It was a lot.
How many can you do now?
Oh, probably, it depends. If the good ones are like, there's like 30 really good ones and then maybe like 50 like, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Wait, did you win the talent contest?
There was no contest. It was just a show.
Oh, that's probably that. You know what? That's how it probably should be for kids.
Yeah.
Why are we?
You weren't as good as the juggler.
Especially when it's such a broad thing like America's Got Talent. And you're like, how are you comparing these acts to one another?
We had a guy that did bull whipping.
Bull whipping?
Like, whoosh,
yeah,
okay. Whip like balloons. Like, you sang good, sweetie, but you were no bull whipper. Just really make people hate everyone.
Insecure, yeah. You hear that with a lot of people who do stand up on America's Got Talent. They're like, I lost to like the most weird thing ever.
To these guys that jump on cake and the cake splatters and they rub it on Howie Mandel's face.
And then they find out it wasn't actually cake.
Yeah, it's like, what? I've never watched that show, but I've been asked to go on that show. I just never did it.
I think you would do. Obviously you do great, but do they have a lot of people do impressions on there?
They've had a bunch, and I just like always. This is a whole thing, but like I always wanted to be a comedian who does impressions and not an impressionist.
Yeah. And
a lot of the people on America's Got Talent's like, what if Jimmy Stewart went to the movies? It's like, oh yes, I'd like to see a Nora today. Very good. Like, I don't want to do that.
Melissa Villasenor was a great example of a comedian that does.
Yeah, but even she's like sort of. I saw her perform like probably a year ago. She didn't do a single impression.
Really?
Not one.
Because she's probably just didn't want to be pigeonholed.
I think I think hardcore avoids it. I used to hardcore avoid it. Now I incorporate it because it's fun. Like I like doing it. It's
so fun to watch too.
Yeah, and like it makes your set like different than the other sets of the night.
You have a tool that most people cannot do.
Yeah.
So use it.
So I've come to terms with like I love doing them now.
That's good.
But yes, I've always avoided being the impressionist.
It's just like a guitar comic wants to be a comic that does music. They don't want to be a musicianal comic or usually it seems like that's what they say.
Yes.
And then they're like, well, it's working.
Well, it's working and I'm getting the clicks.
Yeah. I mean, Melissa, I guess she used it to get her to where she got at least. And then now she has control. It's like a comedic actor that's like, I'm going to do dramas now.
Yes. It's like when I first started acting, I was like, I'm not doing commercials. Mm-hmm. I don't act in commercials. I'm a theater actor.
Yeah, exactly. So wait, what's your favorite impression that you do?
I'll give you the fake answer, then I'll give you the real answer. So the fake answer, I always say Morgan Freeman because I can just do it on the spot. Mm-hmm. My favorite one is a U.S. senator. Okay. His name's Lindsey Graham.
I've heard.
When you were in D.C.
Yeah, everyone. Like, Lindsey, I'm saying.
He
SNL,
has this like flamboyant Southern voice.
Okay.
That's like my favorite one. I'm just like, Lord have mercy, God forgive me. Lord Jesus Christ, I'm about to bust. Like, that's I do that. That's my driving voice. I'm like, get over there. Get in the left lane. How dare you?
That's one way to control your road rage.
Yeah,
just do an accent.
So that's my favorite one. George W. Bush is fun to do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here on MLM. What's that, multi-level marketing?
That's
what
good.
What is that? I'm George W.
That's really good.
Pretty fun.
You actually can look like him, too, when you do that one.
Morphs my face. I don't need plastic surgery.
That is one of the other crazy things. Like when your face becomes the person is wild. Wait, so then have you auditioned for SNL or what? Do you have SNL Dreams?
When I always did. I gave up. But when I was 20, I auditioned. And they've got, I auditioned when I was 20. I look back and I'm like, none of that was funny. Like,
you were 20, you were so young. I'm sure it was, but like anytime you look back that long, you're like, what was I doing?
And I was like, I literally the other day was thinking about it. I was like, wait, that's not funny. I did this whole character. I was like, that sucks.
Did you do it in New York or did you do it in
LA? The showcase. The SNL showcase.
Was it at the Groundlings?
This was at old UCB before it closed.
Oh, I still can't believe all that shut down.
Yeah. So I did audition for that, and then I sent them a tape like 3 years later. And I've never gotten like an official, hey, stop submitting. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, they know who I am. I'm the dude who does the impressions with the blonde hair. Like,
I feel like there's still a chance.
I think so. But I used to live my life operating like, okay, I need to be on SNL.
Same. I mean, I have my whole SNL book here.
Yeah.
I moved here to go to the Groundlings for SNL. The craziest thing, like, you're perfect for SNL.
And it doesn't help that I hear that all the time.
Yeah, that's gotta feel great. That's like when someone comments, "Oh, that's all the followers. You should totally have more followers than this." You're like, ah!
But like, I've literally been told you should be on SNL my entire life.
Well, you have the trifecta, which the people at the Groundlings have: the singing, the impressions, and acting. Like that is the core. I don't have any of that. And then,
you don't need any of that.
I don't know. The Groundlings made me the most insecure person in the world because everyone is so talented and can do all of the things you can do. And I'm just here like, I think stand-up's working.
Wow, stand-up's great, but nowadays they hire stand-ups.
Yeah, they do.
It's just like Michael Longfellow. Mm-hmm. He's just like a good stand-up.
He fit in there perfectly.
I've never really seen all of his material, but I don't think he does impressions or characters. Norm Macdonald couldn't sing. Like, I think they just look for funny people.
Yeah.
Or whatever they need at the time. But of course I would audition again, but I've given up like desperately auditioning for them. And every day, what's a character I can come up with for them? Like, if you live your life creating characters to be on SNL, they're not going to be very funny.
Yeah, it's funny. I see some people who I did Groundlings with that are through the Groundlings that are still trying to post character reels, and it's very sad.
It's just too. Nobody likes desperate.
Yeah.
Nobody. No one's like, okay, you tried. Thanks for submitting 10 years in a row. You're in. Like, nobody likes that. Like, just be funny, do funny stuff, make comedy. Every joke I make is something I think is funny now. I don't make, like when we started doing stand-up.
Oh, yeah, we got to get into that.
Which is hysterical. I was just doing like things I think will work versus like things I thought were funny.
Okay, yeah, big difference.
And that's a huge learning curve for comedians.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
Also, one more note before we move on to that, just because I think this is great advice to anyone listening. So like the SNL thing, it was around the quarantine where I let that go. Mm-hmm. And it was the biggest relief of like not living every day of like, I would watch SNL and cry when they get the new castmates. Like I just was so stressed over this thing I've wanted my entire life.
Yeah.
And since that moment, I had to like take a year off from watching it, and then I caught back up. But I think that's great advice for anyone that is holding on to something. Like, just do you and not like hold on. Did you feel like a huge relief when you just like, really, I'm gonna just?
I think it's big. Like I think life is better when you cast a wider net. Mm-hmm. And it used to be like, I want to be on SNL, and then it was like, I want to be on a sitcom, and then blah blah blah. Now it's just like, I want to make comedy.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's like, what? You can never control your success, and you can't control what the audience thinks. Mm-hmm. And you could try your hardest. Yeah. It'll never work. But I'm just like, I'm going to put my stuff out there that I like. And then if that equals SNL in the equation, that's great. Mm-hmm. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And if my career doesn't work out fully, then it doesn't. And I'm just like, I don't know. That's been the learning lesson of the last 2 years.
I wouldn't say the last part, but
I wouldn't say
it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. But yeah, I think it is a good note, just like for the youngins who have this one thing in mind. There's a lot more out there.
Yeah, I mean, and you can look at Shane Gillis, who literally is the example of you will not be on this show, and then a year later hosting that show, and
then hosting it again the following year. I was like, this is amazing.
It's just you take what you're given.
Yeah, he's a perfect example too. Like of like just working on your craft. So if anything happens to you, your comedy backs you up. Like he's so good that when everyone looked him up, they're like, holy shit. Like he's so talented.
They're like, he doesn't like Chinese people, but the
but the comedy.
But he's funny. Yeah, I never even heard what he said. I have no opinion on it.
I watched the clip. I can't really remember fully, but I think they probably blew it out of proportion. I mean, the scary thing with podcasts are you just say shit that you don't mean because you're kidding. You're just trying to be funny.
I've already done that today in this podcast. I've already said stuff I don't mean.
Yeah, we're screwed. Oh gosh, my hair goes crazy. Thank you. Okay,
go,
so
Mike.
Yeah, Mike's got my back. Okay, so we'll get into the bringers and the wieners and the embarrassing stories. So this is the funniest shit that I don't think I've ever talked about on the podcast much. Maybe not like in depth, maybe just bringers in general. So for you guys listening, Ryan and I started at a dark time in comedy.
In a dark room.
In a dark room, dark time. It's something called a bringer show. And not only was it a bringer show, it was a bad bringer show.
On top of all that, not a fun show.
Yeah. So you had to bring like 10 people.
Yep.
And first of all, you're new at comedy, which is the worst time to have friends come watch you.
Yes. Please come watch me do unpolished, unproven material at 10:30 p.m.
Yes. Or by the time you get up, probably 11.
Yes.
Or later.
We were there till like 1 sometimes.
Yeah, it would be so late. So then if you don't bring those 10 people, then you would get less time and go after the headliner when the headliner would do an hour. So by that time, most people have sprinkled out of the room besides your sad, sweet friends who spent $30 to $50 on drinks, $30 to get in, all to watch a shitty show because they're all bringers on the lineup. Oh. So the show was just awful.
It was miserable.
Oh, my God.
And there was like a warden, too.
Oh, yeah.
It was another comedian who I actually think is a very nice person, but he was the warden and would go around asking every audience member who they're here to see. Wait, are you here for, you're not here for Ryan. Okay. So Ryan only has 5.
Yeah.
He needs 7 to do his 8 minutes. It was like, this is horrible.
I would be so stressed. And a lot of the times I'd work the door. So I wouldn't have to bring the people, but I would have to check people in. Be like, oh, who are you here to see?
Oh, so you were a warden as well.
I was a warden. I was the warden assistant. So then I would have people messaging me. I don't have these friends. There's also this one comedian, which I don't know if they remember this, but they went off on me. I think pronouns also, by the way, side note, I know pronouns are hard for people to say, but I've been pro pronouns anytime I've ever wanted to talk shit. Like if I don't want to say he or she, it's so easy to say
this
they.
Person. Yeah. When I know I'm being recorded, you'll never know. This is a non-binary person.
We're all they them now, baby.
If I'm talking public shit.
Yeah, good luck deciding which gender they are, because I am pro pronouns here. So there is a comedian who I don't know if they remember this, but they went off on me. And I was like, this isn't my show. And now I've talked to this person and I just think that they forgot.
That's good.
That it was me, but I remember, and it's so uncomfortable. But that was the worst. I think after COVID, they got rid of most bringer shows.
I haven't heard of one in a while.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore.
No, thank God. Dark times.
It's also, the headliner would often do like an hour, and it's mostly crowd work. Mm-hmm. That's a long hour.
So then going up after that was just...
useless.
Useless is the perfect word.
Not worth... You do not get better at comedy.
No, not at all.
It was in the Belly Room, and then it was in did you ever do the Sycamore Tavern?
Oh my God, yes.
That's gone?
Gone. It became like a homeless camp pretty much. And it
whoa.
was such a sick like spot because there was parking, multiple rooms. It could have been something great.
Yeah.
I hope someone buys it and does it up. But the Sycamore. So then it was another room that was way worse. That wasn't even at the Comedy Store.
More tavern than comedy club.
Yes, definitely.
I remember, that was probably my last bringer show. Was probably there.
Me too. I actually remember. It was a different person. It was Trevor. Do you remember Trevor? I think
no.
I don't want to say the person's name. But yeah, that was my last show before COVID. I remember that too.
I haven't done a bringer show since. How about that?
We've made it. We're out of that. That's something to be really grateful for.
Again, cast a wide net. I may not be on SNL, but I'm not doing bringer shows anymore.
So I'm starting to do pretty well.
Things are pretty good. I'm dressed like a valet, and I'm auditioning for whatever commercial at 10 a.m.
It's way better. I think about that a lot, just the shows I used to do, and I'm like, oh, thank the Lord.
You never know when you're done, but until you're just done. Like, there wasn't a moment.
No,
but
it just kind of sizzled out.
Oh, it was such a dark time. 10:30 Wednesday. Bring 8 people. Do 7 minutes. It was brutal.
Yeah.
But that puts some hair on our chest.
Oh, there's so much hair still there from that. Just residual hair.
Just texting. hey, I was in college too. It'd be like,
did that help get people out? Probably, right?
Hey, saw you in philosophy class, and hey, what are you? I'm actually doing a show this week.
It makes you feel like a dirty salesman, but for your own career type of thing.
There still are. Comedy's full of these dirty salesmen.
Oh, God, you little horse.
Where the people like, will you do this show in this place?
Yeah.
That's actually horrible. Never mind. I'm not going to say this. If I said it and the person, them that I'm referring to heard me say the next thing, they would know it's about them.
We don't want them to know. Okay, so the first thing we'll get into, towards the end of the podcast. So the first segment we'll get into is the weekly Wiener, which is a person or thing that bugs you more than it should have.
Oh, a person who bugs me.
Or thing.
Something
that grinds your gears.
Right. Like people double parking and all this.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you have one in mind?
So there's something that would have to happen this week?
No, anytime in your whole life.
I mean, my biggest thing is loud eating.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
It's insane. Like I have it probably to as bad as it could be, where I have to like leave the room if someone's eating too loud.
Do you say something to them?
No, because it makes them self-conscious. But I literally cannot be around it.
Yeah.
And misophonia, right?
Yep.
Oh, what is it called?
Misophonia.
A common disorder characterized by the experience of strong negative emotions of anger and anxiety in response to certain everyday sounds.
If you eat on the podcast and people can hear it into the mic, a lot of people have this, and you will get messages.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Even if you only have 100 followers, someone out of those 100 are coming in hot.
It like,
don't do that again.
Wow.
It like boils my blood. It's like a fight or flight reaction.
I have trypophobia.
Oh, the circles?
Oh, just saying. Just saying the circles. I don't know what the hell that is.
When did you first know you had that?
Strawberries.
Oh, like looking too close into one?
And peel the seeds, or growing up in high school, we do a lot of bonfires.
Yeah.
Because Florida's really cold. And just like if there's like these little like in the fire, I have to scrape the fire.
Oh, on like a charred piece of wood?
When like the flames or any like there's little like it's like inconsistently holes. So like some would be fire and some would be wood. Mm-hmm. Just like the scraping of that. Oh, that fucking gets me off.
Oh, the noise?
No, just scraping the holes away.
Oh.
Like the inconsistent of the fire flames. Like it doesn't have to be holes. It's like just any pattern that's like just not normal.
Yes, that just has too many things.
Oh, yeah.
I remember hearing about, have you ever seen like a lotus pod and stuff?
Yeah.
And that's just no good.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Point to the piece of wood that you hate.
Is it?
Oh, see?
Oh.
You had to scrape the shit out of it.
Yeah. So that's my biggest thing. Like, I've dated
I was
this
going
girl
to say what
once,
happened with dating with that.
and she, like, I got to her house and she was like eating a salad And she's like, sit with me on the couch. And I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I just stood in the bathroom for like 6 minutes. I was like, how long does it take to eat a salad? Probably. And she was like, probably thought I was like
taking a big poo,
taking a big dump. But I was like, I'm waiting this salad out.
Damn.
Because I can't do it.
So if people are eating normally, mouth closed, is that okay?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
And a restaurant's usually good.
How about like chips or like stuff that like ASMR type sounding foods?
No. Any ASMR I can't do at all.
I'm sure that's your nightmare, right?
Like typing, clickety clacks, all that stuff. Anything, I don't know what it is. Just little tiny noises.
Yeah.
And it's mostly like when it's quiet. If it's loud, if the TV's on, that's fine. But yeah, if my roommate's doing a Chipotle thing with chips,
you're out.
I'm out.
So do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
So she's is that like the main test when you first start dating somebody? How do they eat?
I'm like, take these Cheetos Puffs. I want to see what you do with these.
Let's see how you finish with those fingers.
No, I mean, it isn't I wonder if it is a deal breaker.
I feel like it would be hard. That would be a hard one to deal with.
Yeah. If I was on a first date and she was a chomper, we would probably be done. Like, even if she was perfect. Like,
yeah, that'd be your Seinfeld moment.
Yeah, it's a visceral reaction. It's not a choice.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
I would lose my mind. Yeah.
Oh, how about sex? There's a lot of noises.
I've never had a problem.
Okay.
I've never had sex.
Okay.
It's a Mormon podcast. We're on PBS.
Mike's weird with noises. You're sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're sensitive with noises.
I was still in the sex part. I was like, it's like,
well, there's a lot of noises.
To think about that. A loud blowjob's never bothered me. Yeah. No, but if I can hear, I've lived alone for so long that if I can hear stuff like, I can hear things so far away. I can hear smoke detectors in other people's apartments. I can hear just the smallest stupid little things, and that stuff will drive me crazy if I can't control it or do anything about it.
Yeah, repetitive, annoying noises.
Yep.
Yeah, that is
seconds is what a smoke detector
I
is.
do hate those.
Yep.
Huh.
Like if someone's on oh man, if there's like someone on the street yelling something over and over, I'm like,
I'm the first one outside.
I'm gonna hit you with my car. If someone's like, Ronnie, get the phone. Ronnie, get the phone. Ronnie, get. I'm like, what are you doing? 3?
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
People who don't tell their kids to shut up when they're doing that.
Oh yeah.
Like I gotta leave because I can't obviously say anything to anyone's kid.
And if someone does something 3 times, loud 3 is
that's the number.
A loud 3. Get the loud 3s away from me.
That would be a tough one to deal with because we're just surrounded by noises.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has to do something with your vocal ability, like being able to hear. I wonder if there's a correlation there. I've
never thought about that. Like my ability to recognize noises, maybe that I'm more sensitive to noises. That doesn't sound wrong.
Yeah.
I think they might be just completely separate.
That is street smart.
That is some street smarts on MLM.
Oh, that's a good one though. Like that's a perfect example of something that bugs you more than it shouldn't, and you can't control it.
Yes. So what do we call this? The weekly
wiener.
Wiener. Yeah. You're chewing loud. That's the weekly wiener.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. What's yours?
Oh, so this was insane. So I drive to a don't tell in Northridge.
Beautiful.
I already don't like Northridge because I used to live there and I thought they were trash humans there. Not like the boss or anything, just like I just like didn't like Northridge.
Sure, I've never been there.
It wasn't like, it was a lot of like white trash, which I'm white, so I'm allowed to say. Am I allowed to say this?
Yes.
So I was already benevolent. Is that a word? Does that work?
Benevolent.
No.
Sometimes I try to say a word and I've never said it before, and then I'm like, is it how that works?
Benevolent means like giving. Like
fuck.
I'm benevolent.
But it sounds right. I was already benevolent about going.
Ambivalent? What are you trying to say?
See, this is my example of when I'm ditzy.
You're like
benevolent, kind. You're
street smarts.
This isn't street smarts.
This is
kind,
book smarts.
Generous. Okay, I was already apprehensive.
Yeah.
About going to
yes.
Northridge. So it took 2 seconds for Northridge to show its colors. Thank God Matt was in the car. I I didn't know there was a parking lot. So the first curb I find, it's enough for 2 cars. One car's parked here. I go to take the front spot, and I'm pretty good at parallel parking.
Nice.
And I get all the way, and I have my backup camera, so I get as close as I can to the car behind me, because I want to make sure when I get out, I'm not like too far forward.
Sweet.
And I park, and Matt and I are just like grabbing the camera and stuff. That car reverses, comes next to me, and goes, "Did you have to get that close to my car?" And
didn't hit it.
And I said, "Oh, no. He said, could you have gotten any closer to my car?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I could have. I usually go bumper to bumper. I live in LA." And he goes, "Oh, well, this is unacceptable, and I'll probably see you in the show."
Oh.
I found out that what was going on is why he left is they said there was supposed to be a bartender at the show. There wasn't. They told everyone to leave, go to the grocery store or gas station to buy BYOB, and come back to the show before it starts. So this guy was at the show that I was about to perform on, then left to get alcohol and came back, and it just threw off my whole vibe for that show.
If you find out an audience member doesn't like you before the show, yeah, that would be in a bad place, because you know he doesn't like you.
He hates me.
He
wants me to fail.
And when you step on stage, he's not rooting for you.
And I can't do bad now. I have to prove myself to this one stranger who's a bad person for some reason.
Who is fully in the wrong.
Fully in the wrong.
Just make him the ops and go straight Bill Burr at him. It's now you versus him, and you're getting everyone on your side against him.
I thought about it. I really thought about it, but I'm not Bill Burr. I can't do that. I was like, this fucker, like, I saw him where he was sitting. I watched him the whole time. And gotta tell you, the room sucked.
Great.
Don't tells never suck.
They never do.
Started. This isn't why they suck. I don't want political again, but like they started cheering for Trump after one guy's liberal joke. The room just got weird.
Oh, weird. Oh, like, what's also, they were told there's gonna be alcohol, and then there wasn't.
So they're already upset.
That pisses you off.
Yeah, and then it was just a strange.
So then someone did a liberal joke, and they're like, Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show's not gonna go well.
And then I was like, oh God, I hated that set I hated that whole night. But that was a Wiener. I didn't hit his car. Who does that?
I've never been that combative with anyone. Like,
no.
Because you literally didn't do anything wrong.
Nothing wrong.
You've parked any closer? I'll see you in the show. Ugh.
Oh God, I hate how much I let that affect me.
Did he laugh at anything? Did you crack him?
No. There was no chance.
It's kind of unwinnable.
Yeah.
That's why he's the ops, and you should have taken him out.
He's the ops.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, before we run out of time, I would love to hear your embarrassing stories.
Oh,
or what do you got for us?
I've thought of a few, and they are embarrassing. Things I actually have never said aloud.
Ooh, yay!
Well, obviously there's one where people are there, and it had to do with a podcast.
Okay.
This is the time I discovered how severely lactose intolerant I am.
Oh, lactose intolerant and podcast do not go well together.
The day before, this was I knew I had like a dairy sensitivity. The day before, I ate a deep dish pizza with people.
Trouble. Lots of cheese.
I took a bunch of those Lactaid pills. I was like, I'm gonna be fine. Nothing happened that night. Nothing happened the next morning. I'm good.
Okay.
Go to do this podcast at 4 p.m. I sit down to do the podcast in this girl's studio apartment.
Oh, no.
And it hits. I'm like,
oh, no.
I'm sweating. And I'm like trying to keep it together. And I'm doing decent. I'm having sort of like a manic episode where I'm like saying nonsense in the podcast. I'm like, it's crazy. Those bagels. And I love that stuff. You guys, makes no sense. And then they start talking about Elvis. And they're like,
oh my God.
They're like, Elvis died on the toilet. I'm like, don't say toilet. And they're like, do you think he like pooped so hard that he died? I was like, I need to go to the bathroom right now. We need to stop the podcast. I need to go to the bathroom. And then I had thunderous diarrhea.
Oh, and you know their mics could probably pick it up
if it's a studio apartment. It was right there.
Oh!
And I was just like...
Did you try to courtesy flush it, time it?
Yeah. Or she also... she goes, we have like a spray that you could spray before Like right when I was going to the bathroom.
Did she see it in your eyes?
Yeah. There was no. This was not a big pee. This was. It was like these poor people had to just sit through that. It was so embarrassing. And then we just had to do the podcast after that.
That is awful.
It was very embarrassing.
That's a horror story.
Yeah. And it happened. And they probably have a recording of it. And they just had to sit there and wait for me to finish diarrhea.
Oh,
that's
no.
how I am lactose intolerant.
That is not the way you want to find out.
No.
Oh. In your stomach, when it's that kind of stomach pain, I'm surprised you held it for as much as you can, because that's usually when all of the control goes out of the window.
Yeah. It was, as soon as they said toilet with Elvis, I was like, then we're done. Like,
isn't the worst too when your whole head is all you could think is like, can I say it now? Should I say it now? Should I go now? Is now the time? I should just tell them to stop. I should just like.
It was horrible. Mike, I gotta.
Perfect time.
That's pretty much what it is.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that episode back to see your face before?
No.
I know what my face looks like when you're in that moment. You're red, your eyes, like there's a whole other face going on.
I will never watch or listen to that. It was so.
Just tell Mandy what it is afterwards. We'll post a picture right here.
Oh God.
Actually, if I'm ever on Joe Rogan, I'll do that again.
Okay.
I'll eat a deep dish the day before.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Have to diarrhea in the middle of it.
I always wonder how many pee breaks they take, because it goes for like 3 hours on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, do they take breaks?
They have to.
He used to brag about not peeing, and now everyone drinks on there, and it's old, and it's like, yeah, now what, bitch?
Yeah, I
gotta
saw
pee,
Ari
man.
Schaefer. I watched his, and he took a few pee breaks, but there was multiple people, so like didn't matter if one person left.
Ari will also pee in a bottle while they're recording, like a psychopath.
That's
cute.
True. That is true.
Adorable.
That's a good one. So see, poop is always hard to talk about on stage.
Oh yeah, I've never told that on stage. I haven't really said that whole story out loud before.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I feel everyone listening could feel your pain.
Yes.
I think that is the most, besides death, shitting your pants, I think might be one of the most fearful moments in life.
That everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's had that, like driving and they're like, I'm pulling into this random restaurant.
Of trusting a fart most of the time.
Yeah.
You trusted the wrong one, and now you shit your pants.
I think what's worse than trusting a fart is the stomach pain, when you know, like, I am gonna go and I hope I can make it.
It is horrifying.
It is so horrifying. I'll piss my pants any day.
Yeah, like whatever.
But the back end, we got to figure that out. Oh,
that's my story.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was a good one.
That felt good to say out loud. I feel a lot better with it.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Of course.
Was there any other? I don't want to cut you off if you had another one planned or one that you say on stage, or is that was?
Oh wait, should I say one that I say on stage?
If you want to, you don't have to.
There's one that I turned into a joke that is awesome, and
Okay.
I'm happy it turned into a joke. I famously confused. I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan.
Okay, great movies.
And I referred to it for a long time as POC, which then became the phrase for person of color.
Yes.
And very famously, I had a black roommate, and he referred to POC, and I thought he was talking about Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's really funny.
And that turned into a very, like, one of my favorite jokes.
I love it.
And I did it in my special like 5 years ago.
When I first started seeing POC, I didn't know what it was. Like, no one said, like, we're saying this now.
Yeah. It's also like point of contact. Like,
oh, yeah.
So they just sort of just like, hey, now this is person of color, and that trumps all. But we had Pirates of the Caribbean, and we had point of contact.
That's really funny because the juxtaposition, is that a word? Of Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey. Thank you.
That's the word of the day.
Person of color. Word of the day. When I first started doing this podcast, I don't think any of these episodes aired. I had a few. I feel so bad for the people that did them. I didn't know what I was doing. It was in my studio apartment, and some people did have to poop. I was trying to do a word of the day because every episode there would just be a word, and it's still happening. I just don't know.
No. The word of the day is juxtaposition and benevolent.
Benevolent. And
benevolent.
Benevolent.
My bad.
And what was the word that worked?
Apprehensive?
Apprehensive.
We nailed it.
Oh, yes.
This is PBS. We're learning.
That's a fun one, though, that turned in. So did your roommate just call you out? Like, did he?
Yeah. In the joke, I pretend like he didn't. But in reality, he was like, no, it's like, he's also gay. That's why I'm doing that voice.
That's your gay voice or your black voice?
That's confused my gay and my black voice.
We're not allowed to do a black voice, so if it's a black character, I just make them sound gay.
But he's like, no, that's actually it's people of color. Oops.
That's funny.
It's not Jack Sparrow's not coming over. Oh, that sucks. That's okay.
Bummer.
Too bad. But yeah, that's became a stand-up bit, which I love.
That's the best when those moments happen and you instantly know, like, this is going to be a good joke.
Yeah. I was like, yes, that's a good
I'm
mistake.
embarrassed, but fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do the Misery Loves Company on the Patreon. And then, we'll save that for the Patreon. So don't read it yet.
I wanted to see his POC outfit for Halloween.
I'm dressing up as a POC for Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Did you do a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean, that POC's costumes before?
No, I've dressed up as a pirate, but I'm never as one of the characters. I do love Pirates of the Caribbean.
How do you feel about all the Jack Sparrows on Hollywood Boulevard?
They are scary and they smell bad, which is probably accurate. He probably smelled really bad.
That is a good pirate.
That's a very good pirate, man. Smells like Hollywood Boulevard. Smells horrible.
That's good.
Thanks.
Oh, before we go, is there anything you would like to plug?
Oh no. When is this coming out? How long does that take?
Like a month.
Okay.
Maybe shorter.
So then the answer is no. Because I have a show in 2 weeks, so you're not going to see it. But just follow me on Instagram, Ryan Goldsher.
Okay, I'll put all the links for all your stuff below, so you can find him there.
That's all.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you. This was great.
Have fun at the Magic Castle.
I'm so excited.
Okay, but wait, go to Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting us. Bye.